Hey guys and dolls, so today's look is a teal and green smoky eye. I wanted to use this, which is Jealousy Wakes. It's the eyeshadow that Temptalia created for the MAC Blogger Obsession collection. Now this actually, in fact, I think the entire collection sold out in record time. I really don't know how fast, but it was really fast. So I don't know if you can actually get a hold of this particular eyeshadow. I heard a rumor that it might be a restock, but I don't know anything for sure, so I can't say. So one thing I would like to share with you guys is a duplicate for it. It's not an exact dupe. I have a picture swatch on my blog if you'd like to see, and that is Ben Nye's Jade. They're not exact dupes. This is greener and actually has a better texture than Jealousy Wakes. And this is the Grand Lumiere palette. You can also get it in a single eyeshadow form and in a loose form, I think, too. And so, yeah. It kind of sucks that it's sold out so fast, but I had to have it and I really wanted to use it because Temptalia created it and I love her blog. So there's just one more thing I want to address right here in the intro. At the end of the video I have a pair of false lashes on and you might notice I'm not wearing them right now. I used a pair from, I just threw them at myself. I used this pair from Red Cherry. They're called D012. I put them on and I realized I really didn't care for them, so I took them off, and that's that. I think that's pretty much it. Have a great day, and if you'd like to learn how I achieve this look, just keep watching. Okay, so I already started this off by doing my normal brow highlight routine, and then I also applied, if I can find it, Too Faced Shadow Insurance, this stuff here. It's an eyeshadow primer. It basically prevents creasing and makes your shadows blend a little nicer and stuff like that. So now that I have all that done, I'm going to take Blanc type eyeshadows, and I'm using that on a Sigma E60. I'm just going to pat that right there, right over where I applied my concealer, and if you'd like to see how I highlight my brows, I do have a video on that. Just pat that on and sweep it down just a little bit. Okay, so the next shadow I'm going to use is called Cork. It is also by MAC. It is what I would describe as a yellow toned brown. Very light brown though. Got a little bit of that on a MAC 224, and I'm just going to ride this right above my crease. So what I'm doing is I'm basically applying my layers from the top to the bottom, and I'm going to use this as basically a transitional color between the highlight and the green that we're going to use. So right there, right above the socket. Rock it above your socket. So make sure that it's blended out nice and softly, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's what I would call a background singer type color. It's not the star of the show, but it's important that it's there to help the stars of the show look better. So the next shadow I'm going to use is called Bottle Green. It's kind of a blue, teal, green kind of shade. A lot of people ask me if it's similar to Plumage. So this is Bottle Green and this is Plumage. So as you can see, they're a little different, Plumage being more blue and a little bit darker. So that's the comparison. Now this is a pro color, so you can only get it at pro locations, or if you were to call the pro number, which I'll actually go ahead and put that in the down bar for you guys. It's such a great shadow and I think that everyone should have it because it's amazing. But anyway, get a little bit of that on my Sonia Kashuk brush that I modified. I have a video on how I modified it if you'd like to see. And I'm just going to put this right in the crease line. Gentle back and forth motions to get it nice and heavily pigmented. And as you can see, this shadow is crazy pigmented. What you can't see is how incredibly easy it is to blend. I guess you could kind of see that, but you can't feel how silky this shadow is. Okay, I'm gonna get off my tangent on Unbottled Green. So I placed that in the deep crease, and now I'm kind of using swirly motions back and forth to lift it up into and above the rest of the crease, and to kind of make it meld in with Cork. And I'm placing my finger here, but I'm not pulling. I've been using the brush the flat way like this, and I'm going to turn it like this to just finish blending it out. Then to add just a little bit more of a dark tone to the crease, I'm going to take a little bit of this shadow. It's called Bows and Curtsies. But you could actually use a black if you'd like. This is a black and green with green shimmer, so whatever you have that's similar would be perfect. And I'm just going to take this right here in the deep crease in the outer corner. Just wiggle it in there. It doesn't add a lot of color, it just adds a little bit of depth. Okay, so this next shadow I'm going to use is another limited edition eyeshadow. It's called Jealousy Wakes. You need to apply it wet to get the full color intensity out of it that I want, so I'm going to use a little bit of MAC's Fix Plus. This is a shader brush from Sonia Kashuk. Spray that. I'm going to blot it on a towel because that was a little more wet than it needed to be. And then I'm just going to pat it. Because it's a little grainy and it's a little fluffy, it comes right up, so that's the one good thing. And then I'm going to kind of rub it back and forth. And you can see, a little goes a long way once you do use it wet. And I've noticed that using it wet hasn't really seemed to affect the surface. Ordinarily, I recommend being very careful when you're using any kind of eyeshadow wet because it could create a crust on the top and ruin your shadow, but this seems to be okay. So just pat that all over the part of the lid where you didn't apply anything else. Obviously not up here, but the lower lid. Just taking a random fluffy brush, I'm patting a little bit of that over the wet shadow dry. I feel like it makes the sparkle come out more or something. Okay, now it's cleanup time, so I'm going to take a MAC wipe, clean up any fallout, and then I kind of wiped it along the side here, and it gives it a nice clean edge without having that sharp dark line that you can get when you use tape. So now for an extra little fun kick right here under the brow, I'm going to take e.l.f.'s eyeshadow transformer palette, or eye transformer palette, whatever. It's the one with the pale highlight shades. And again on that Sigma E60. The green is my favorite from this palette, FYI. Okay, so now I'm going to do my eyeliner, and again I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Eye Booster. If you guys watch my videos, you know this is basically my favorite eyeliner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here on the outer corner. I'm going to draw a line up. And then I'm going to draw that line in kind of towards, like, to meet my lash line. And then I'm going to walk it across my lash line, going in a little further each time until the whole thing is drawn. And I'm going to go through one last time, make it a little more pointed. And then fill it in. Okay, so now I'm going to take care of a few boring things. I'm going to line my tight line with a black waterproof pencil. I'm using Urban Decay's Zero. The bottom one too. Then I'm going to take this Milani liquif'eye liner, one of the twist up kind, and the shade is green. And I'm just going to take this right here on the outer part right here, just add a little green color on the bottom. It's a nice pretty, almost like a forest green with a pretty green shimmer in it. Just walking that along the full lash line. Then I'm going to take a very small shader brush and Jealousy Wakes, and I'm just going to press that onto the green liner on the inner part of the lower lash line. Then I'm going to do my mascara, and I'm going to use Hot and Naughty by MAC. So now for lips, I'm going to use a MAC lipstick. This is a Pro Longwear lipstick. It's one of the long wearing kind that actually is supposed to wear for like 8 hours or something like that. I don't know about that. I never leave my lipstick on that long. I always feel the need to take it off before I eat, but that's just me. And I'm applying that with a brush. This is a MAC 228. It's technically an eyeshadow brush, but I like it a lot better for lips. I'm literally just painting that on. Then to polish that off, I'm going to use Nymphet. I'm sorry, this isn't Nymphet. This is Polish It Up. It's one of the plush glosses, so it kind of plumps your lips a little bit. applying that really to the center of the lip. I'm pressing them together. You don't need tons of gloss. I just want it to be a little shinier. And then just one last final touch just to make the eyes just a little bit more exciting or whatever. I'm going to use a Sugar Pill Chromolust pigment. This is called Lumi. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You can see in the pan or in the cap. And I'm just popping that right here, the inner corner. It has a really great green and teal shimmer with a white base. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys enjoy the look. I definitely enjoyed creating it for you. And if you'd like a full list of products and everything I used, as well as some high quality pictures, definitely check out my blog. I'll have a link in the down bar. Alright guys, have a great week and I'll see you guys in my next video. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be yourself. This is a very, very light, just off-white matte color. I feel like I'm going to... So this is the two together, bottle... Oh man, I just dropped it. Darn butterfingers. And you're really gentle, just yeah, that makes sense. Cork. It's also by Matte. It is matte.